All right, here we go. I got 2 words for you today. 2 words, here they are. Big three. Big three. You know, friends, I see often how well you lead on the field and on the court. The actions that you take, the way you interact with one another, the way you respond even to adversity. You lead so well on the field, on the court, or the course. And yet, for whatever reason, many struggle to connect the dots from athletics to life, from leading in sports to leading beyond it. And I can understand why this is so hard, because everywhere you turn, you have different people, different books, different ideas on what leadership is. Different situations, different relationships. All of these things make leading beyond sport really, really hard. And yet, if you only learn to lead in sport and we don't make that connection, what have we really learned? How to do a kid's game better. You see, I want more for you than that. And so today, I want to take and break down leadership into as simple an idea as I can, into the big 3, so that you can step off the field of competition into the hallways, into your community, and you can begin to lead your teammates well beyond sport. I call these the big 3 of leadership. That you would love your teammates, that you would encourage your teammates, and you would serve your teammates. So let's talk about it. Number 1, you gotta love your teammates. You see, to love your teammates has nothing to do with your teammates and has everything to do with you. You see, love is a choice that you make. Don't get caught up in the romance and the Valentines. To love your teammates is to choose to go all in on them, to choose to respect them, to choose to honor them in the way that you work and interact with them. It's to choose to spend time with them outside of practice, in the cafeteria, on the weekend. It's to choose to get to know them for who they are as a person, not just who they are as a player. This choice is not a tit for tat. It's not a, if they do that for you, then you'll do it for them. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. To lead with love is to go first. To lead with love is to say, I'm going to do these things for you because of who I am, not because of what you've done for me. This is an upside down way of thinking. The world we live in is tit for tat. It keeps score. To love your teammates and to lead them is to say, I'm done keeping score. I'm just going all in on you for you. And the power of this, friends, is that when we make that choice, very quickly, it gives other people permission to do the same. And the way that you work, the way that you interact begins to change. Coach Dabo Sweeney says all the time, you will work harder for someone you love than for someone you like. So if you want to learn to lead your teammates off the field, learn to love them, spend time with them, go all in on them, know them, and in so doing, you'll communicate your love for them. So you want to lead well, the big 3. Number 1, we got to love our teammates. Number 2, we got to encourage our teammates. Because life is hard. Sports is hard. School is hard. Relationships are hard. We're stuck in the middle, being pulled in 1,000 different directions, and sometimes we just need somebody else to tell us it's gonna be okay. We need a teammate who sees the best in us when we only see the worst in us. We need someone who's gonna come in and call out the best in us, who's gonna support us whether we make the game-winning shot or we miss it. Someone who's gonna believe in us, someone who's gonna challenge us, someone who's gonna set the example for us, and someone who's gonna call us out when we need to be called out with a hard truth. Those are the actions of encouragement. Encouragement's not coming along, giving somebody a pat, hugging them, loving them, rainbows and butterflies. Sometimes encouragement is tough. Sometimes encouragement is hard. But what it always does is it brings out the best in another person. It helps someone get from where they are to where they can be. When we encourage our teammates, we are taking our eyes off of ourselves and we're putting them on someone else. That others-centered orientation is at the heart of leadership. When we encourage well, we lead. Because when we encourage, we help other people get where they could be. And that's what leadership is all about. The challenge with this is that it's really hard to call out the best in others when you're not willing to see the best in yourself. It's really hard to call out the truth in other people if you're not willing to hear the truth in yourself. It's really hard to believe in other people if you don't believe in yourself. And so to lead others well by encouraging them, you have to lead yourself well by knowing and believing the truth and the best about yourself. But when we can do this, friends, we begin to do the one thing that great leaders must do. We encourage our teammates. We're talking the big three of leadership. We love our teammates. We encourage our teammates. And finally, we serve our teammates. Don't get tripped up on the wording. When we serve other people, it doesn't mean that we become a butler or a waiter. It doesn't mean we just walk around picking up trash after other people, handling the things that other people feel too entitled to do. To serve our teammates very simply is this: to give the best of us for the best of them, no matter the cost. In any situation, in any circumstance, ask, what is my best right now, and am I willing to give it? How can I give the best of me to make someone else better? Sometimes that's going to look like spending time and loving your teammates. Sometimes that's going to look like encouraging your teammates. Other times it's going to look like outlifting them, outworking them, and that competition becomes an act of service. Sometimes the best of you for the best of them is going to be a high five. Other times it's going to be a metaphorical kick in the pants. Whatever the situation, you're just asking, what's my best right now? And am I willing to give it in service of you? When I do that, I serve my teammates well. When I do that, it not only makes them better, it makes me better, because I am giving my best again and again and again. And when we get this, what happens is we become a team. We become a family. A forget about me, I love you. We become the kind of group that is willing to fight and sacrifice and bleed for one another. We lead in such a way off the field that we get better on the field. There's a lot that can be said about leadership, a lot of great things. But if you were to simplify leadership to its most basic, it's this simple: love your teammates, encourage your teammates, and serve your teammates. Listen to me, friends. I don't know your goals or dreams, big or small, short-term or long, but I do know this: that if you want to find success in the game of sports, in the game of life, let's not complicate it. It's as simple as two words: